as bad. Green it 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 as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a boomerang. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a boomerang. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a boomerang. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a boomerang. Green it as bad like a boomerang. Green it as bad like a boomerang. Like a boomerang. Green it as bad like a boomerang. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a boomerang. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a. Green it as bad like a boomerang.
I drink coffee.
But I always have to wait for Kelly to say. I always have to wait for Kelly to tell me that we're officially live. Kelly, are we officially live? Have you verified? Have you verified the live stream?
I don't think that we are.
I think we are.
It just says we'll be live soon.
Yeah, we're live.
No,
Yes, we're live.
We're live.
We made it. I think we made it.
Yep.
There's always a little delay. Hey, it doesn't matter. What's up? I think it is. Welcome to the Westman Friday Show, episode
63.
63. Thank you, Kelly Ross. We've been having a time in here. Don't worry about that. We've been having a time in there. Kelly, I'll just ask you. You can verify. Were we did the switch over happen? Are we live?
Yes, I believe so. I can see all three of us at this point in time. Yeah, can
Sweet.
we get a what? Yeah.
Sweet. Can we get a what?
Yes.
Special guest today, Doug Shells. Say hi.
Oh, Jones.
Then I got
Hey.
then I got a couple announcements. Then I got a couple pirate announcements.
All right. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, in case you haven't noticed, good friends, now or later, really any time before this Sunday would be a great time not to talk about my hat that I have, my new hat this weekend. I'll explain that later. But to, if you are this shirt, this is Moria, 747, Big Imagination Squad. So if you are at all dialed into that through anything I've been doing or other people with Big Imagination and the 747 airplane project at Burning Man, you may be aware that they had a little trouble moving that thing once it was all over. And they are looking for some people that might be up in that area. So I told, they've got the whole squad and camp. A lot of camp members are up there helping as well. But a few other camps are helping them out also. And go to it's bigimagination.org. Go there. If you're interested at all in either what they're doing or you want to help, you live up in that area, and there's some good times out there. You can have like your own little, extended Burning Man decompression. But check them out, bigimagination.org, and there is like somewhere in there's a link if you actually wanted to volunteer. You could read about the situation and you can sign up and go volunteer. I know they need people today, tomorrow, all the way through Sunday to try to achieve their mission of getting moved. So that's number one. The other one was, real quick, and I mentioned this one last episode, the song you were listening to before we got going. I switched the song, but off the same release. So that was off the Vans on My Feet release. And that song was Boomerang. Go check it out and bring that ass back. I'm pretty sure that that's the hook. Yeah, something like that. We like that. Outside of that, without further ado, the second time around, I know today's guest, I know from big shout out to the Electric Love Music family in Canada, Vancouver, outside Vancouver.
Canada.
And Bonafide Pirate in the studio today. Couldn't be more excited. It's the first official pirate on the show. And that's awesome. Anyway, so we did an impromptu. I was playing at Electric Love Music Festival along with Kelly and with Ground Score, Brendan, who we did the Juice Night Out showcase there on the what was the name of that stage, Kelly? Do you remember? The Wormhole. It was the one down on the beach. We did that on Friday for a few hours. And as I was trying to put sunblock on, the pirate comes up and is like, could you use a hand with that? And of course, everybody needs a hand with their sunblock on their back.
Of course you do.
So we ride up in the little, whatever that tractor buggy thing is, and she does that.
Golf cart.
That right, the golf cart.
I admit I haven't ridden enough golf carts.
It was kind of like a junglist golf cart, though. It was a little bit fancier than a golf cart.
It was like an all-terrain golf cart.
It was a sweet jungle golf cart. So we did that. That was cool. And then she's like, I'm a pirate rapper. And I'm like, sweet. I don't know what that is, but cool. So we talked for a few minutes, and she's like, had some other things to do, but then was like, oh, y'all are all playing.
It's Mikey P's surprise birthday party is
That's
what
right.
I had to do.
So it's like, if you
Mikey.
could come, so it's like, if you could come back, our sets are at this time, and you could come back and you can rap over my set. So that all went off, a lot of fun. Kelly was there. Kelly played a sweet drum and bass set before that. And and then Kelly got to film some rapping, impromptu, some funky stuff, some housey stuff, some drum and bassy stuff. What'd you think, Kelly?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Yes, it was awesome rap. So a few months goes by, and I had this show in San Diego here. Where's the sticker here? I'm supposed to do this. I got to do this properly. I need things. The Broken Beat. Go check them out. BrokenBeat.com. That's their jam.
Oh, yeah.
And just for all the breaks fans that may or may not check this out today, later, whatever, that's not. Don't confuse that with breaks, the genre, as we have discussed many times on the show. It's Broken Beat. Take note, right? So that's my head. So that means, it could be anything with a broken beat, which is basically anything that is not kind of a 4-on-the-floor beat for the most part. Would you say that's what it was?
If I lived here, I'd go to the grocery store and buy a beat and then cut it in half. And
it would be a broken beat. Hell yeah. So Thug makes her way down here. I invited her to come down and do that show with me, which was going to be my last, kind of show of the season. And so I thought that would be super awesome, and we surprised them. They didn't know.
No one knew.
No one knew, and they all let us know that no one knew that night. But that was cool because it went off great, and everybody had a lot of fun. So that was. So then this is the long story of how I know this guest. Then we decided that we would go cruise around, Southern California some. Anyone who's listened or tuned in or just knows me personally and has heard me blab on about whether it's running or whatever, floating around in the river, who knows, whatever it is, camping, doing off-grid things, knows I really like that. So we went and did some cool things like that because even though you're from Canada, would you say that it was different?
Definitely.
The adventures were different.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. We did have a great time.
Yeah.
So, and we'll yanter on, if that's a word, about some of those things that we found, like ghost towns,
And a lot of camo
camo,
for no cost.
thrifting,
Yeah.
all these things.
No scorpions or rattlesnakes.
No scorpions, but
which
we
is
heard,
cool.
but we heard they're all out here. So, kind of getting back to you, the guest as the artist, lay it out. Tell us, give us the thug story.
The
Thug Shell story, Canada, whatever.
Yeah, so
Go.
it all started out, there's a beautiful festival out in Barrett in BC called Base Coast, and it's a music and arts festival, just like the most clean-cut, responsible raver, fashion party, awesome everything. So I went about a year ago, and there's a group there called the Freestyle Focus Group. They're based out of Vancouver, and they roll around with PA systems and 2 mics, and the whole weekend they encourage people to freestyle. So all weekend I saw that, and I was like, man, that looks really sweet. And then on the last day, I jumped on the mic and I tried freestyling for the first time. And I was shown that I had every Eminem lyric within myself from my youth encouraging me to continue on with my rap destiny. And I freestyled for the first time and I was like, I love this. And I seemed to have a knack for it. And then I was just filled with a lot of support from my friends. So the first song that I wrote was the Pod Squad. So it's a dolphin rap song, pirate rapper. One of our favorite DJs based out of Calgary is Bass Panda is his name. So they threw a dolphin party in Calgary. So I made everyone dolphin totems. I made a couple narwhal totems. We all drove, I always say drove down, but it's drove up. We drove to Calgary. And then we showed up with our dolphins. And so a group of dolphins is called the Pod. So the first rap song was the Pod Squad. So we started as the Pod Squad. And the Mobster Lobsters came next. And then it kind of spiraled there with a lot of friend support. And then I learned by doing. I got a couple gigs in the city. My first competition, or my first gig ever was a freestyle rap battle, which was really gangster. And I held my ground. And I was really proud of myself. And I made it past the first round, which is sweet. Because I'm like, this new little, you don't realize how much you can hold your own until you put some oomph into it and realize that that's what you want to do and you have the courage and the enthusiasm and and the encouragement to do it. So it was really sweet because all my friends showed up and I felt really, really loved, and it's really nice to go somewhere and just have your homies there, your pod squad. And then after that, I actually started getting sought out for gigs because I didn't really have anything professionally recorded. I just have a lot of doing and then a lot of like really bad YouTube video footage. But people hear of you, and I spent a paycheck on stickers, and everyone gets as many stickers as they want. I'm almost out, but soon I'll have more stickers.
Oh, you know what I think is a really cool thing you do? When you're out of stickers, what do you do for business cards?
So when I'm out of stickers, I make business shells so that people can call me on my shell phone.
Do you have one?
I have, because I have different editions with glitter glue. So these ones aren't as exciting. Well, I mean, these are exciting. They're from Lake Isabella. But usually I put googly eyes on them, so they're...
Yeah.
And then my website's on the inside of them.
That's actually how I found you, because you gave me the shell, like after Electric Love Music Festival. Mm-hmm. That's how I found you, is because I had this shell. I mean, clearly we had some video, we rapped, whatever, but I had the shell in my bag, and I was like, oh, yes, great.
It's different, Not a single person that I've given a business shell and told them to call me on my shell phone, and the fact that I shelled out for my marketing, no one ever really forgets that. It's pretty marketable. And then my stickers are pretty good too. They're really colorful, so people seem to like them. I go the turquoise lilac color scheme.
Folks, Thug Shells is a walking exercise in pirate rapping.
Yeah. If you guys need a pirate rapper, I'm an MC. Spelled like the ocean.
I have so much depth and insight into pirate rapping now. It's a wonderful business to be in. Speaking of, real quick before we forget, because sometimes I will, we'll just go down the road. But you have a really cool thing that cropped up for you by way of coming down here is your upcoming LA thing. So just spray about that a little bit and how people can, if they're LA based, can go check that out.
Yeah, if you guys are in LA, it would mean the world to me if you would come out. I can grab the details right now so I can say them out loud. But if you follow me on any of my social media handles, you can find my page. I'll be posting about it. But on Saturday, what's the date? Okay, yeah. So on Saturday, September 29th, I'm participating in a rap contest on Long Beach. So if you're in Los Angeles, it's not too far of a trek. I think I'm going to get together with some friends and have tacos before. So if you come down, send me a message. I'd love to have you eat tacos with me. But it's at Ashley's on 4th at 8 p.m. So yeah, feel free to follow any of my Instagram or Facebook or anything, and I'll be posting about it. But basically it's 5 rounds, elimination style, minute 30 between artists. And the prize is $1,000, which would be really awesome because 1,000 American would be even more Canadian because our conversion rate isn't the best right now. And then I could use that and then I could use that $1,000 to eat snacks, which would be sweet, but also work on the album that I'm coming out in December.
Snacks. I'm gonna get to the album in a little bit.
Well, then I'll spend it all on snacks
for sure,
from
because
start to finish. That whole 1,000.
Because you have some cool stuff going on with the album.
But if you come support me, I would be really, really honored because it's just always nice to have friendly faces, or even if I don't know you yet, we're going to become friendly faces. We're probably just not friends yet till I know your name, and then we'd be homies, and then I appreciate it.
I wanted to ask you, we talked a little bit about just the kind of rapper life, and obviously, so I DJ, and that's how we did that show, and you and I spent a lot of time talking about from the artist perspective of like, you know, what the experience is as a DJ, what it is as a vocalist, essentially, right? Like in that sense. Explain to people kind of, you know, you explained how you got into rapping, but like the whole process around these few kinds of shows, right? So there's ones that, you know, people like myself have you come to be part of. There's others where there's a competition, kind of these types of things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you enter it, and we talked about the rapper business and like even paying to enter contests sometimes, things like that. Like that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, totally. So, like in Edmonton, my first gig was that, but unfortunately, a large part of it, when you're part of a certain, you know, let's say type of rap show, is the hustle, and that's not really what I'm into. I'm not really into busting my butt to try to sell tickets for a certain event. I mean, I appreciate that there is a certain hustle to the hip hop genre, but I don't think that's what it should be about. I think artists should be focused on preparing themselves to give an awesome performance. And as you do that more and more, you develop your own following, and you don't have to hassle people for ticket sales. So I understand that certain events companies and certain promoters need a certain level of sellability with an artist, but I don't think that it should come at the cost. It's just stressful.
It's
weird.
Weird.
So I've been a part of, you know, a few things where it's like, cool, I'm part of the thing, and it's usually a lot of the time it's when you're starting out. Sometimes that's all that they really have going on.
Yeah.
But it can be, you know, a little bit exhaustive. So it's nice when it's just when the venue or the event company, they just encourage it, and then there's no pressure on it. But when there's an actual number, or else you have to pay out of your pocket, it gets a little bit exhaustive because you as an artist should be getting paid. So you feel very undervalued because you're working really hard to make money for someone when really it's like you are the talent, you know?
Well, and I thought it was really interesting,
Yeah.
like when we were talking about, like my kind of assumption was because I was hearing about different kinds of competitions you could or have entered or whatever, ones you like, don't like you just said. And so Kelly, like for example, like have you ever played a venue or a gig where, you know, like either careful with my words on this, but I'm gonna call it pay to play, you know, straight up, right? So Kelly, you've seen this conversation before, right? Where you know, it seems, at least in circles that I'm witness to, like, you know, there's the pay to play notion of like where a promoter, you know, gives slots to people who will pay for the slot, vice versa, whatever. And there's all kinds of variations of that I don't want to get into, but but you know what I'm talking about, and people do. And so the thing I thought was interesting was how many of the rap competitions are in fact openly that way. It's not like
competitions.
Right, competitions, right. So in the brackets, you know, Kelly, I didn't know, like, I mean, I've never seen, I mean, anyway, so I just thought that was really interesting because on the DJ side of it, you know, if that term comes up, like pay to enter, pay to do whatever kind of thing, it's usually pretty taboo. But I just thought, well, I guess this is just part of a way. Doesn't mean it's your way, but it's a way that clearly is public for rap competitions because they're there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're not hiding anything, no nothing. It's just like straight up, pay your entry fee, sell some tickets. You know, thought it was interesting. Any thoughts, Kelly? You doing some pay to play?
Have I done that? No.
Yeah, I've never done it. I've never done it.
No, I mean, I can see a certain aspect of that of, you know, they want you to sell some tickets to prove that you can sell some tickets, right? But I mean, if they know that you are of a certain caliber, then I feel like it's insulting to say, hey, well, we want to make sure you bring 20 people. If I can't bring 20 people, then you shouldn't book me. I mean, at all, you know, and if you're charging $25 for a ticket, you know, and then they're kicking back $2 worth of it, that's not worth it.
That's a good point. Yeah, because I definitely never been part of something like that. But I think that the thing that the light that came on when you said that was like, yeah, I think part of the music selection and part of the criteria of running a festival or a party or whatever event is having someone who knows enough about who they're booking. And, you know, okay, should this person play for free, but they're going to probably bring 5 people? Should they play for $50, $500, $5,000, right? Like that, you know, you would hope. But so my point is like that I think it's kind of a cop out. Now that I think about it a little bit more, maybe I understand on the DJ side why some folks get pretty upset about promoters that promote that kind of event. I've only really heard about it in Vegas. No particular promoter. I've just heard people talk about it happening frequently in Vegas.
It happens other places. Yeah.
I'm sure it does, but Vegas is where I've mostly heard about it happening, and not much surprises me about it.
Yeah, well, that's why what I primarily do, like I'm in a rap competition in LA because I'm not from LA. That just happened to be the only thing going on the night I'm in LA. So I'm stoked because I'm going to win $1,000.
That's right, you are.
Oh, you're totally going to win.
But like primarily what I'm happy, and also typically those competitions, they aren't really for someone like me. Like I'm a bubbly gangster who likes to rap over breakbeats and drum and bass. That's not the traditional hip hop scene, and that's fine. So I've entered certain things like that before, but it's a different world. And it's not that I don't belong there. It's not that I can't have fun there. I just like to go where I'm the most appreciated.
When you roll up in your pirate outfit, though.
I for sure get respect.
And walk away with the prize.
Well, the thing is like a girl like me, not that that's insinuating anything, but when I show there, they don't expect me to be a good rapper. And it's sweet because I've earned a lot of respect in the circles. I feel a lot of respect, and I return it in the circles that I've run in that are that scene. But I also understand that where I started and where I flourish and where I see the most growth and where I'm happiest is like the electronic music scene and the music festival scene, because that's kind of the group of people that I grow the most with. Yeah. And that's where I feel like I can provide the most back with what I do.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you know, a lot of people that you've mentioned to me, particularly Edmonton, Alberta, right? But also, shout out,
Edmonton.
And the place I've been the most is Vancouver area, right? So BC. And so on that note, with all these festivals, like I have a couple pictures. I'll see if I can reel some of them while you're talking about them, but without screwing things up. But just like your this year, right?
Oh,
year into rapping, your summer, like just talk a little bit about the different festivals you went to, who you played with, and kind of like, but also like,
you know what I can do? I have an itinerary where I can. Perfect. No, I was like,
but also like how some of those came about in terms of collaborations, because I think it's really important people understand, you know, the ways these collabs come about, and to really just speak up, because you're very outgoing, you're very extroverted, you know, and you like to go up to somebody, but not everybody's like that, right, Kelly? And I do think it's important that like people realize like, you know, my perspective of it is, look, come up to somebody and talk to them, right? But in kind of a polite way, and who knows what will happen, because that's how a lot of your stuff has happened. Yeah, I know this. So lay some of it down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Kelly, what's up? You were going to say something.
Well, I'm not going to say any names, but I think that at Electric Love, there were two things that happened. There were two people that wanted to MC, and the way that you did it was right, and the way that the other person did it was wrong. I think that if you...
Oh, thanks. Yeah, hey, sorry, I just got a bunch of coffee grads in my mouth.
She's drinking coffee. Compliment.
Not anymore.
and you blew me away, because like for me, I don't want somebody that I don't know, haven't heard before, to do that over my set.
It's a lot of trust.
It's a lot of trust. And that didn't work out for the person that tried to do it for me, but you came on afterwards, and I was like, what the hell is going on right now? Like, it was so good.
Were you shell-shocked?
I was shell-shocked, yeah. Anyway, sorry, not to take that away from you.
No, don't worry about it. Yeah, well, the main advice that I can give anyone doing something like I'm trying to do is just don't push it. Like, a lot of the time, people, like, artists, like, I've learned how to be a good rapper by doing live gigs and learning how to use a microphone and learning what goes and what doesn't. But you can't just rap to rap. Sometimes people just rap just to get it out. You have to go with the music. You have to make sure that what you're doing is adding to the experience versus just blurting out what you want to get out. Like, yes, what you have to say is important, but unless you do so in a way that's just ear butter, then no one's going to listen to you. No one's going to want to listen to you again.
Ear butter? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love it. I can talk about, as you put the pictures up.
I'm going to put this one up.
So this is crazy. So there's this huge festival in BC. It's in Sama Valley. Called Shambhala. So it's one of the biggest festivals in Canada that I know of. And it's the one that was my very first festival. Actually, when I turned 19, I went by myself with a bag of apples and a hammock, and it changed my life. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just full of like a whole lot of love. It's kindness. It's freaking dank beats for sure. Like that.
It's a dope photo.
Yeah.
By the way, anyone listening who later or now who you can't see these pictures. You know, we're just putting pictures up here with her on stage.
The name of the photographer. One sec, I can.
Oh yeah, give him a shout out.
Yeah. So this is Brianna Breeze Photography. So she snapped this photo, and she later went on to post it saying that was one of her favorite moments of Shambhala, which made me really happy. So. Do you want to hear the Shambhala story?
Yeah, tell it. I took the picture down, but y'all can see it later on the website.
So shout out to Shandon. She owns the Dream Machine. She hosts a podcast. She was in charge of managing the pulled pork stand. So it's called Oink. I always called it the pulled pork stand, and someone's like, don't call it the pulled pork stand, call it Oink. And I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to call it Oink. So I just liked calling it the pulled pork stand. So Shandon, just about a week or two before the festival, she made kind of a social media post as anyone. They needed another cashier, essentially. So I was like, that sounds great, because, who doesn't like a free ticket? And on top of that, who doesn't like to get paid to be doing something you'd probably already be doing? So I said yes, and it was one of the best choices I ever had, because I ended up using this venue in the downtown of this giant music festival as a renegade stage every day for like 8 hours a day. So I was the pulled pork rapper. So every day, Mikey P, thank you again, let me borrow his party rocker, which is like a PA speaker on wheels. And I had my own mic because I'm an MC and I always have my own mic. Which
love it.
So every morning I work 7:30 to 4:30, and so every morning, usually I'd I wouldn't turn the music on until like 8 or 9, just because it's pretty early. But every day I'd roll my speaker into town, and we had a really, really good team at the pulled pork stand. Everyone kind of picked up where everyone else lacked. And who wants pulled pork before noon? Let's be honest.
I do.
Chill time. Yeah. So Thug Shells was like pulled pork fueled for Shambhala. So every day I'd bring my speaker, and every day I'd blast breakbeats all morning, breakbeats for breakfast, and then drum and bass for lunch. And I just rap. About pulled pork and people walking by. And then K Styles is my DJ. Shout out to K Styles. You're my babe forever.
Is that her in this photo? No.
I see no photo.
This one, is that her?
Yeah, so that's K Styles.
Oh, it is. Let me throw it up there.
So that's K Styles. She is my breakbeat queen. Me and her, we just met. I jumped on one of her sets, and we realized we're forever. So that's sweet. I love you, K Styles. In Edmonton, if you're there, Alberta-based community at Church of John, we're opening up for Reed Speed on October 6th. So
sweet.
That's K Styles. So every day I would put on. She has a mix on SoundCloud called Break Yourself, which is so good. And so every day I'd play, a bunch of different music, but every day since, different people, 5 days, and it's a really good place to broadcast your sound. I'd play her mix, and I'd rap over her mix every day. I spent 5 days doing that, and it was really, really awesome, because Stanton Warriors are some of my favorite artists, and they were playing Shambhala, and I messaged them saying that on the one day that they were playing that night, I'd be playing their songs all day, and which I was. And then they ended up coming by, and it was too busy for me to go talk to them very much. I just fangirled and waved at them really excitedly. That's my dog. Oh, can they see these?
No. These are.
Anyway, you'll see.
They'll see them in a minute. We'll talk about them in a second.
But it was really cool. But that photo of the living room was, it just blew my mind. So I had my pulled pork renegade stage. That's fine. It was the good use of working a
Yeah.
lot, and eating a lot of pulled pork is so good. Actually,
Yeah,
someone
that's
left a
great.
5-star review on my artist page saying they were vegans who hung out at the pulled pork stand most of the festival. So that was quite a compliment.
Because there's beets.
Yeah, I went ham. But anyway, so I was walking around, and then I was camped in the artist camping, so I got to meet a lot of cool artists, and I got to meet Adam Shake, who
nice.
was, yeah, do you know him?
I know of them.
Yeah, so I got to meet Adam Shake and his wife, and they were absolutely love it. And I'm going off about, like, because the thing about me as a performer, how you were saying, like, how do I get to do what I do,
Yep.
is by not really asking, is by putting it out into the universe and manifesting that I'd like to do something like that,
Yeah.
without being like, yo, let me jump. Well, sometimes I'm like, hey, yeah, let me on your set.
Ah.
But other times,
Right.
but so, like, when I met him, I was just talking about how I was at the pulled pork stand and talking about how, like, man, someone just needs to let me on an actual stage. And he was like, well, tomorrow, come by. And, like, he'd never heard me rap. Like, maybe he'd walk by the pulled pork stand. I didn't ask. But, like, he hadn't heard me. He just trusted that whatever would happen would be musically, medleyful good. And
So
so,
find someone that's pro. You know, hopefully
Yeah.
you've heard them.
be cool.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe have a little style is cool. You know. And I'm pretty sure, like, when that's a good story with him. That's for sure. That's awesome.
That's
and,
fine, yeah.
and yeah, and then I'm pretty sure, like, I think when we met, you like either you were doing some rhymes. I don't know if you were freestyling. I feel like you might have before, like, you left and came back. But I do remember, like, there was something you did or said for a minute or so, and maybe
yeah, I
20 seconds,
remember.
and I was like, "Oh yeah, come back." Because then I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, she knows what she's doing."
You got to give him
know?
a little taste tester.
You do. I
Yeah.
think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say this for anyone listening is, hey, thanks for coming back, Kelly. We thought we lost you, but I figured you just, I figured
your
you're just
smile
cleaning
is
your
so
mouth, put some
nice.
lipstick on. You know, that's how it goes.
I was eating. I just got home. I didn't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to.
You had me trying to figure out if you were like, if your camera was screwed up, but
No.
nope, just eating,
I was having some waffle fries.
just
If anyone can teleport some coffee here.
just lip smacking, just lip
Teleport it.
smacking. Yeah.
Sweet potato.
Well, yeah. So I was saying, like, with the live thing, but I was gonna make my comment was gonna be that, like, at least 5 times during the couple days hanging out at the shows, and then earlier when we went to the shows here in San Diego, not the one we were playing, but the others, and people would be like, she'd be like, "Hi, I'm a pirate rapper." I'm just giving some people some game tips, is all I'm saying. This is what I'm about to drop here, because she'd be like, "Hey, I'm a pirate rapper from Canada," and then they would be like, "What is a pirate rapper?" I get the Canada
Let me
part, but
show
what's the
ya.
pirate rapper? And then she would tell them, hand them a sticker, do these kind of things. You always say you're taught. And then, of course, mostly the dudes will be like, "Can you freestyle?" And without even, like, talking about it, it would just be like, blah, 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 about something, whatever their names were, whatever we've been talking about. And yeah, people were like, "Oh yeah, I got it."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I ended up
She's
jumping,
legit.
I
She's
ended up
legit.
jumping on a set at Motion Ocean at Flatland Funk just because I was waiting in the P line with people, and they're like, "What's your totem?" And I'm like, "It's a thug shell." And they're like, "What's a thug shell?" I'm like, "I'm a thug shell." And they're like, "Oh yeah, freestyle right now." So I started freestyling about the porta potty, and then Flatland Funk. Shout out to you, thank you so much.
That's not this photo, is it?
No, that's Rainbow Fiddle.
Oh wait, let's talk about
Yeah,
the set.
that's Rainbow Fiddle.
Okay.
But yeah, Flatland Funk had me jump on his set, and he's been making music for, I don't know the exact amount, but maybe close to a decade. He's
100
never-
years, at least 100
At least
years.
100 years, yeah. Centurion, really. I'm going to get you a medal when it reaches 100
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
But,
So,
he
so,
asked me to
like,
jump
I'm going to
on.
get a medal when I run 100 miles.
For sure, for
100,
sure.
100K. I think I'll do 100K first.
Yeah, I'll get you
Yeah.
gold running shoes.
Oh, I appreciate
They'll
it.
be very heavy. You
Yeah.
probably won't want to wear them. They'll heat up really fast. It is a terrible idea for California.
I'm totally going to wait to skip to the running shoe story. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, I jumped on his set, really impromptu. I was like, "When do you want me?" I'm like, at one point because I had 10 million things going on Motion Ocean. I do social media too, because social, but I was doing that particularly there. So I was like, "Should I come near the start, the middle, the end?" And so he said the end, so I jumped on, and I was really, really honored and thrilled because he said that he loved it, which is ultimately, as someone enhancing someone's performance, that's what you want. You want the person who gave you the opportunity to be a part of something to be happy with their choice to have let you have been a part of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So, do you move on and backtrack to Shambhala? I'm almost done this story.
Oh, yeah. Finish Shambhala.
Yeah.
Please.
So anyway, I'd never heard Adam Shake before, and I was like, I got off work a little bit early to go, and I go there, and there's a 5-piece band, and I was like, okay, and it ended up being this like magnificent, beautiful. Like, I ended up doing a piece that I had written for a spoken word, which I can rap. Poetry is just not faster.
Oh yeah, we'll make some time for a live rap on the show today.
Yeah,
Y'all
so-
hang out. Y'all hang out. That's the special treat. We're
So
gonna have some
I
live
ended
shit.
up jumping on with this 5-piece band and playing the living room, and it was just like inspirationally transformational. And it played broadcast. It was the living room stage, so it broadcasts from along the whole beach. Rookie.
Man, my phone hasn't rang the whole time
Someone's
we've known
calling us
each
on
other.
our shell phone.
You know, what's going down?
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier today.
Right?
You were
You've
like,
never
I
even
don't
heard
turn
my
ring around.
you've never even heard my phone ring, and there it rings on the show. Well, I apologize. Not really, folks,
That's
but
okay.
carry on.
Yeah, so anyway, and it was just absolutely beautiful. It was like, whenever I end up playing the beach stage, because a lot of festivals do have a beach stage, I always feel like I'm home. And yeah, it was just magical. And then after it was friggin' hot, and then I just jumped into the water, and it was so good. And it was just, that was the most magical ever, because a lot of artists spend years, like, it's an honor to play at Shambhala. It's one of the biggest festivals. It's been around for, it was its 20th year last year. And like, it's an honor. People spend a lot of their career applying to have the honor of playing a place like that.
Totally.
And I was given the opportunity, my first year as a rapper, to jump on with a 5-piece band, Monkey Dragon. So thank you guys for that. And be a part of the magic. And it was like nothing else. The feeling and just like
It's
the people
sweet.
afterwards, because like people were coming up to me letting me know how moving it was, because it was the perfect music behind the perfect inspirational message. Because my
Yeah.
gift to the world is to tell the world
Yeah.
of its gifts, which
Yeah.
your gift is yourself. And it was really, really cool podium. So.
Yeah. What was it? I told you that quote from Jack White when he was doing White Stripes thing. Like one of his songs is like, speaking of himself, I guess, only a man with a microphone can tell you what he loves the most. It's one of my favorite lines of all
Watermelon,
time.
shout out.
One of my favorite lines of all time from kind of a punk rock song or whatever you want to call it, punk blues, whatever White
Who
Stripes
gives
were.
this girl the microphone? Oh wait, it's her. She realized she could bring her own.
Yeah. But it's totally true. So, all right. Well, is that your Shambhala?
That's my Shambhala.
Shambhala vibes.
Yeah. Oh.
Shambhala vibes.
Yeah.
We got some vibes here, folks. We're gonna. You want me to bust this one up there
Yeah,
next?
yeah. I'd love to talk about Rainbow Fiddle.
Because I'm all about your summer season. I want a couple
Yeah.
things I want people to get out of this now or later. Is that the drive for one thing? Because I never seen a drive like this in somebody.
It's funny because I just got my license. Like a year ago.
Yeah. Number two, I wouldn't let her drive the
I
truck.
drive a scooter. It's a purple Vespa.
Number two, as you've said a couple times, this is basically just within a year, and like that's legit. Like you have a good wordsmithing capability, but you really hadn't written or thought about rhyming in that sense. You kind of were doing, prior to a year from now, right?
Yeah.
And then you got a great summer just popped off, and again, just stressing to people is what I see from that is the drive is one thing, you can't make that up, but the other, and the talent, you're working on it and it's great already, and you're like trying to consume different ways to do things, which is cool, part of the drive. And also just like I said, reaching out to people to collab, and kind of networking. We're going to talk about this Malcolm Gladwell stuff here in a minute.
Yeah.
But hit this festival thing before I get too carried away.
Yeah, so can they see the picture now?
They can now.
Okay, so thank you, first of all, to Sophie for making our space cat. So the theme of Rainbow Fiddle is this amazing, it's not very far from Edmonton, and it's put on, it's a pretty small festival, probably like under 500 people, but it's just like nothing else. It's all ages, so it's really family friendly. There's tons of kids, and they just do questing and games throughout the whole festival. The amount of effort and love and dedication to perpetuating a fully submersive, adventure-filled music land is exactly, they hit the nail on the head. That is exactly what they did. I have so much love for Dustin. This is the first festival that I was reached out to, not only to be a part of, but they put me in big letters on the top of the stage. So, like, I won't say I headlined it, but I felt really special.
But my joke about logo size shit at the festival.
Yeah.
Kelly knows for sure. She's smiling. Y'all can't see.
So that was the first festival that reached out to me specifically. Actually, originally he had heard of me, just knowing that I'd be, a good wordsmith, as you said.
Yeah.
They needed someone to lead the Transylvanian nation. So the theme, there's a lot of questing in games. So the theme was Space Cats versus Times Vikings. And they needed someone to lead the time warp for the kids so that they could transport themselves to the fringe of the Galactic Alliance to get the temporal ray back so that the Space Cats could vanquish the Time Vikings. So I was like, sweet, I can do that. Wrote a time warp song, that's great. But then Dustin was like, would you like your own slot? And I was like, of course. And then Whitney, Wigs is her DJ name.
All right, cool.
She agreed to be my DJ because Kelly couldn't make it.
Okay.
And Wigs, this is a sorry that my ferret spilled water all over your laptop. As soon as you're ready to get that fixed, you know that we're going to do that.
We're getting to the ferrets.
This is on the internet now.
We're getting to the ferrets soon, folks.
Well,
Hang tight.
Oh, it was
Hang
so
tight.
intense. But yeah, anyway, so I ended up getting my own slot with Wigs, and then Kelly could make it, but me and Whitney had organized it way before it is what happened. But then Kelly had 2 slots. Kay Styles is my DJ, so she had a slot on Saturday on the main stage, and then Sunday again at the way station. So I ended up doing the time warp dance, which was really adorable, and the little kids followed me around all weekend, which was a really good feeling because being a female, especially with my female DJ, in an industry where you don't always, like Kelly would know, you don't always see that many babes up there doing the thing.
This is true.
So it was really cool because I could provide a positive message because all my conscious hip hop is geared towards all ages. I don't need to swear. It doesn't have to happen.
Right.
Ever, really.
Right.
I keep it pretty clean. Then I dance to dirty beats.
Right.
So I could be a role model up there. So these little kids followed me around. But I ended up doing that for the kids. And then I had my own set. And then I rocked it with Kelly both nights. So I ended up playing every stage, every day.
Right.
So Rainbow Fiddle is a festival that kind of made me feel like, wow, this is the thing that I can do. It really encouraged me to have the knowledge, the community behind me supporting what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually, at Fozzy Fest 2 weeks ago, I just went to, it's really funny because I opened my tent and I just felt like a fluke. I was just like, ugh. And I opened my tent. This volunteer was coming by, and they have a leave no trace policy, so they kind of check the camps for garbage. She walked by, and she looks at me, and she's like, "You look cute." And I like look at her skeptically. She's like, "I know you don't think you look cute, but you look cute." And I was like, "It's exactly what I needed to hear." But then she went on to tell me a story about how she knew me from Rainbow Fiddle, and her daughter. I was her favorite act, and I gave her daughter's first sticker, and it was like a really monumental moment because like her dad collects stickers on his dad's water bottle, and they put my sticker on as the first sticker on her water bottle. And and so
Nice.
it was super cute, and it's really cool just seeing how the waves that I make end up having this residual effect. And then I'll be places and people are like, they'll get to know me, they'll talk to me, and then they'll see like my sticker, I'll give them a sticker, or they'll see like a logo of something, and they're like, wait, you're Thug Shells. And that's just from a summer.
I have never seen anybody with a smoother sticker game. For real. It's the first time I've told her that since we've hung out. And I seriously have not seen anyone. And telling you that, you got to kind of understand, because Kelly, as our sort of intermediary here, Kelly would have said that, I've got a pretty good sticker game.
I mean, I got a pretty good sticker game.
And Kelly's got a good sticker game.
If anyone wants a sticker, they come to both of us.
Yeah. So,
I'm pretty sure that we could be the fastest stickers in the West and the East.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It's actually, like, does it ever surprise you? I have a question for you guys. Do you guys ever give out stickers? Because this happens a lot to me. And people will slap them on their phones, on their faces. I've had nipple pasties.
The phones get me so much. Like, I'm like, you want to put that on your phone? I'm like, really? I don't put anybody's sticker on my phone. Not even
like, I've had that, and it's like, it's just like nice. You're just like, wow,
that's right.
You like me.
Yeah,
I
love it. I love it. And to all moop-tastic people, we had a discussion about buttons and stickers. So I was telling Thug, I was like, like for Burning Man type stuff or leave no trace, but particularly Burning Man, I just started giving out buttons because I could pin them on people.
Buttons are next.
Yeah.
I have a lot of swag on. Oh, can I tell them about my pocket ashtrays?
It's not
absolutely. It's sponsorship hour. Thug Shells ashtrays.
So one of my favorite things that I actually thank you to Jack with the pocket ashtrays based out of Vancouver. Amazing things that they're doing. So you know how cigarette butts are gross and they end up everywhere, especially in our oceans, which pirates don't freaking like because they smell bad and fish eat them, and then fishes have really bad belly aches and the dolphins are pissed. So Jack does the pocket ashtrays. So they're places you can put your cigarette butts, but keep in your pocket so that you lazy motherfuckers don't have to walk to a trash can and stuff.
So I was thinking about this the other day because I get really, I'm sorry, I don't like smokers. I think that littering is just gross. People do it outside of their cars all the time. And I was thinking if they had one of those that they could put.
So these ones
there instead of throwing it on the street because it is not an ashtray.
Because
That
real thugs don't
that
give
is-
hugs to litter bugs. Kelly, next time you see someone do that, you tell them to get lit and not to litter, and then you send them my way. I had one guy who I gave this to.
I think
And
I'll
I
give it a show.
I was like, if I give this to you, do you promise not to throw cigarette butts on the ground? And he was like, for 2 months. And I was like, I'll take it.
Okay.
Speaking of not littering,
Don't litter.
did we hit you? Did we get
Fire.
did we get all your festival summer?
No,
Did we
no,
get
I
your
have a
mentions
list. No, I got
Go.
lots more.
Reel them off. Reel 'em
Okay,
off.
if you want to throw up the picture of me and Kelly, that's Astral Harvest.
Oh, I gotta go find it. But talk
Yeah.
about it while I go get it.
Yeah, so Astral Harvest is a local festival. It's in Drift Pile, so it's a couple hours from Edmonton. And it's awesome. It's been really cool going the last couple years, watching it grow, because, as festivals do, people hear about them, and they get bigger and bigger. And yeah, Astral Harvest is a beautiful one. They do a really, really good job. It feels like family because it's so close to Edmonton, like, most of the people. And so...
That picture, right?
No, that's just me.
But
Oh,
it's
that's
you
me at
there
Astral
at
Harvest.
the
Yeah,
at it.
yeah,
Yeah. Let's
yeah.
pop that up
Okay,
first.
that was-
yeah.
So yeah, that's my life as a thug shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Brittany Rose Photography took that. And the really cool story about that one is I'm like walking up to the main stage at night, and I always wear twinkly lights somewhere. So like at this point they were in my ski goggles because I wear those for ski tour. Thanks for the goggle sock, ski
Yeah.
tour, Tim.
Yeah.
Also, ski tour loves onions. Just bring them onions at their shows.
I like onions.
He loves onions, especially Tim Livingstone. So
All right.
yeah, he really loves onions. So anyway, I was walking by and Britt was gonna take a photo of me, but then her flash wasn't working. So then I was like, wait a minute, I have batteries in my thingy. So it was like a comically, not like a long time, but like festival time. Whenever you're like finicking around with something for a while, it's like, you could be dancing or this or that. But I gave her my batteries and she gave me her batteries. But then the amount of juice that her thing, basically like I took her
Juice.
flash. Yeah.
First mention of juice.
Juice, yeah. So she had that juice. And then she ended up taking a photo of me, which was awesome. And then it's honestly one of my favorite photos that I have. Like I used it for my rap competition poster. I've used it other places I'm going to. So I really love that picture. And it was really cool because I almost like traded juice for sweet photo op.
Well, for anybody listening later, go check. Later. Go check out Variety ShYo, as in show with a Y-O, later on the website, and you'll be able to see all these photos. Just quick note. Yeah, sweet Burke. All right, awesome.
Yeah, so with Astral, it was really, really cool. So there's a group called Poetry Pals. They do a lot of spoken word poetry nights really close to where I live in Edmonton. They asked me to be a part of poetry thing. So I went out, and that's still the only time I've really done I did another spoken word at a conjure event. But it's the only time I've specifically gone out to do like a spoken word. And it was really cool. It's different than I'm used to, but it translates very easily. So that was neat.
Yeah.
And then one of the organizers of one of the stages of Astral Harvest was there, Eugenia, and she asked if I would do the poem that I did at the spoken word
Okay.
during the opening ceremonies of Astral Harvest.
Cool.
So that was absolutely magical. It was really cool to be a part of that, an opening ceremony, just like kind of like glide your way into this magical weekend, and you're like, this is how it's gonna go, and then it goes, and then you're like, I was a part of making it go. And so that was the first, and then she ended up giving me 2 of my own sets, which was really awesome. And then she also was like, do you want an MC shift? And I was like, yeah. And then
Of course.
and then I was
Does a
emceeing.
pirate want an MC
Does a
shift?
pirate, yeah. So then I ended up like checking who I was emceeing for, and it was Everyman. Which, if you guys don't know Everyman, then you just should. He's just one of the best.
Ooh,
hip-hop.
quick intermission
Yeah.
for anyone that doesn't know Everyman. And my little input on this one too is go check out the song that he's the rapper vocal on Joyride. That was Queued Up did it, and I also did a remix of that. I did really great last summer. That's one
Still
of those,
doing great.
That's one of those sticky tracks. Yeah, I like to call those sticky tracks. But anyway, Joyride, Queued Up featuring Everyman, and then there's some nice mixes plus my remix. Check it out.
Yeah, so I got to MC a bit for him, and then jump on and freestyle to Box of Beats. He was like a sick beatboxer. So that was really, really neat. And then I had my own sets, and then I for one of my sets, Tom Collins. Or not Tom, sorry.
I was like, wait a second, is that a DJ's name?
Yeah. So I ended up getting to MC for Tom Collins. They were playing the main stage.
All
It was
right.
basically me just like I don't know, like sometimes when you're MCing is like you're not really rapping, you're just kind of there. It's mostly just like dancing cool. So I got
Yeah.
to dance cool on the main stage in front
Yeah.
of like giant crowd in my fur coat.
Yeah.
And it got really hot. But I didn't want to take the fur coat off because it was really cool. And for anyone, because I heard California.
Unlike after the place got warmed up at Broken Beat last Saturday.
And I've heard a lot of California doesn't
She
like
took
fur
her pants
coats. And
off.
I'm sorry, I got it at a thrift store. It was like $3 when I broke down in Cranbrook. I love that thing.
Kelly, she was up on stage with Brian and I most of the time, and Brian and I were doing, or Mega Squad and I were doing 3-on-3 or 3x3. So she was definitely up there during mine, and then some of his as well. And it got pretty hot up on the stage part towards the back. So anyway,
no pants
at one point she's like, while she's rapping, she takes off her pants and had some custom made like silver booty shorts, I guess, that one of your friends had made for you.
Sophie,
it was pretty
you.
cool. Yeah, it was
yeah.
pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not throw my pants into the crowd.
No.
I love those pants. They're from the Brain Candy, which is a sweet.
It got
clothing
hot in there. It got hot in there.
Yeah.
All right. Other than, so you had Shambhala, you had Astral Harvest. What else was on?
Oh
the
gosh, there's many. I got a little list.
Reel them off real quick. And
okay,
the
so
list.
if you backtrack to February,
Yeah.
Louis Bagels had me jump on with Too Tight at Bamboo Bass Festival in Costa Rica.
I
So that
want
was my first time at a festival.
I want people to be jelly.
Hi Louis.
Do it.
I'll get me in LA tomorrow. Want to hang out or stuff. So Bamboo Bass. I won't list the shows. I'll just do the festivals.
Do it.
Bamboo Bass Festival, Freezer Burn, which is the local Alberta Burning Man event. So a couple sets there. Thank you, Super Gnarly and Flowciety crew. You guys are so good. Rainbow Fiddle, Astral Harvest, Electric Love, Shambhala, Motion Ocean, and Fozzy Fest.
Sweet.
So enough.
That's
enough
a hustle.
For sure.
That's a hustle.
And the thing is I haven't applied at a single festival.
Get out there.
And
hustle.
I've had like 5, I've jumped on most of the stages there. And it's just by being nice, letting people know what you do, complimenting them, and just making them want you around, and being freaking good at what you do.
I'm pretty sure being a pirate has something to do with it.
And being quirky, be a thing. Whatever you are, just don't be normal. Be weird. Be weird, make them remember you.
Speaking of pirate, one of the things we discovered over the last few days is that, because you like nautical things, obviously, but we did a lot. We were gonna go try to mine, do some gold panning,
Yeah.
but it didn't pan out.
Oh,
not bad.
Yeah.
5 out of 10.
Yeah.
5 out of 10. Maybe 6. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you.
Hey.
You.
But one thing we did realize is that we've now decided that the mountain equivalent of a pirate and a mermaid would be the cowboy and the outlaw.
Yeah.
That's the parallel.
Because I'm all nautical, but I'm definitely a pirate. I'm not a mermaid. I don't. Doesn't matter the gender. I am the with legs equivalent. So
I feel like we could. Let's look at this photo. So that we could segue. Don't talk about it yet. We'll segue into it. But do you feel, if at any time you feel a desire to just lay down some rap? I mean, a verse or two, whatever. Would you like to?
Yeah,
You want
sure.
to? I mean, go for it. Just
Yeah.
whenever you stop, we'll move on to the thing you see on screen that's not yet visible to everybody
so
else.
this will be a little preview to kind of what my next project is going to be. The visual. This is the audio component to a visual component, but let me tell you a tale and its intricacies. I'm intrinsically inclined to sail the 7 seas. I'm sequestered seldom several oceans away. I'm not Santa, but I got claws and I'll slay. Pirate Princess fundamentals is to make the crowd go mental. I put the naughty in nautical. I'm explicit, but not advisory parental. I got potential to make you dance when it's a thug shell party. Here's your chance. I'm not Armin, but I'll put you in a trance, so don't look back, not even a glance. Thing about me is I love watermelon. I'm constantly fiending for it like a felon. I'm the captain of hooks. I got you in my net. I'm the winning seahorse. Time to place your bet. And if you got a cute animal, expect me to pet it, especially if it's a ferret. Because I have potential.
I love it. Fuck yeah, man.
It's a pirate party 24/7.
Totally amazing. So on that note, folks, I want to mention. I'm just going to give this segue to it. Two things that Thug has coming. One is an album you're going to work on, or you're working on, and details I'll leave. And as well as a comic book. And I'm going to mention them both because you have, before you give me the description, if you don't mind, tell people kind of the way to find your Kickstarter. It's Kickstarter, right?
It's Kickstarter, yeah.
And they can, and to support you in that. It's doing really well, the Kickstarter, I know.
We're halfway there.
You were getting money while we were cruising around, while you're traveling in America.
Thank
or
you to
US.
Corey for that amazing donation a couple days ago. And I opened my phone with my heart just was like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So give the audio rundown of the Kickstarter, the album, the comic book. Go for it.
Yeah. So now that I've been rapping, I've been too busy all summer to record anything really well. So now that I've been doing this for a while, all my friends want a way to listen to me when I'm not around, and I want a way to solidify this chapter in my life so that I can move on to the next one. Because as a rapper at the start of the summer, I was like, you freestyle and whatever, but you have a set, right? And then I was getting kind of stressed out because I had so many performances, and I'm like, oh god, like I just need new material, but I have no time to write new material because I'm too busy living and performing the same thing. But then I realized, like, oh wait, that's kind of how artists work. Sometimes they have like a variation of a set for a summer, so that the winter they basically cook up a beautiful new one. So I got a lot less stressed from like, oh god, I need every song to be new all the time. How do I do this? When do I sleep? When do I hang out? When do I nap? When do I eat snacks? So I was like, wait a minute, this is fine. So I'm really looking forward to this fall. I'm bunkering down. I'm working with a bunch of really cool people. This is also too, I'm really big into collaboration. If you have any beats that you really like and you think would match my vibe, feel free to send them to me. I'd love to work together, make some magic, because that's what friendship is just working on cool things together to make cool things. But Pineapple Sound, based out of Langley, is going to help me a bunch with some tracks. So I'll be working with a bunch of artists, with Vekid, as well as Cheshire Music. There'll be lots of cool things to come. But this winter is going to be about me bunkering down and making a little time capsule of this summer, essentially. So that's going to be my album. And then that album is going to translate into my comic book. So I just want an audio visual meld of, just because like I had this really good idea of like basically me as a comic book character, because like it's really hard to have purple and turquoise hair in real life. So if I encapsulate
That's the picture
myself,
you see now, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's going to be my comic book character, because if you could be whatever you want, yeah, I could just do it. And then it'll be really cool, because there'll be parts of the comic book that don't go to the album, because I don't like those talky bits where the album is like talking a skit. So
Okay.
those parts will be like, clearly separate. But the album is going to go to the comic book, and it's just going to be like my Illuminautical Tales. It's going to be the Illuminautical Tales of Thug Shells. But it'll be really cool. I'll shellport through. When people call me on my shell phone, I'll go through. And then my ferrets will be like different elements through space. And there's going to be lots of adventures, but it's all going to go to the CD. So when you play the two, you can read them together or separately. And it'll just add a really cool component, because I love art. I love making art. I haven't made any in a while. And so I finally picked up a notebook. I finally started doing that again. And I think it'll become a beautiful masterpiece when they're paired together. And it'll be really cool too, because it'll be a really cool experience for even like children. Like it's for all ages. There'll be like, there's stuff that kind of only adults get, but it's clean enough that children can really enjoy it too. And then I just want to draw myself going on crazy adventures with my friends.
Are you a comic book fan?
I've never really read a bunch of them.
Really,
I read Watchmen, and that one was just really good. I had a super babe older roommate, Erin, and she just had every comic book ever. So I've definitely picked up a few. Harley Quinn's a good time.
Is okay? But again, is there an easier way for people to find the Kickstarter?
Oh yeah,
real
easy.
quick.
Just if you go on Kickstarter, search Thug Shells, or even if you Google Thug Shells Kickstarter,
Yeah.
it'll pop right up. Or if you go on any of my social media posts, you can easily find it on there. But just
Awesome.
Google Thug Shells Kickstarter.
And we'll put it in show notes and stuff later as well.
Please help me fill my dreams.
Yeah, well, cool.
Because
That's
my
cool.
dreams are your dreams too.
Is this guy going to be featured in there?
Yeah.
Oh, please talk about this fella.
That's my baby. So his name is Milo, and he's a Lhasa Mastiff, and I miss him. So thank you to my friends who are watching him. I hope his belly's full of snacks, and his belly's also rubbed because he likes that. But that's a picture of him. I threw a pirate birthday party last year. It was a nautical good time. He's just my best friend. I've had him since he was a couple weeks old, and he's like 6.5 now. We do everything together. We go for jogs. He's just like, he's a person. Like, there's some dogs that are dogs, and I love all dogs, don't get me wrong, but some dogs just don't get that much going on out there, and that's fine. And Milo just gets me. He's always gotten me. He's just a homie. He's the best.
Now, what is his, because so we saw a bull mastiff while we were traveling around, and
at the
that dog was
campsite.
140 pounds?
That one?
I don't know. How heavy is
Oh,
Milo?
Milo's like 130, but he's on a diet, so he's probably like 125, maybe.
That's a big dog.
He's a
That's
big
a big
guy.
dog. That's like a me.
Yeah.
That's
for
a 130-pound
I can't
dog.
really lift him so good. Yeah, because I went to the vet and they fat shamed him. He's not fat. He's just massive. He's broad. And my friends will be like, "Yeah, he is," and I'm like, "No, he's just really squishy." But like in the winter, it gets really cold, so we don't get to run as much because the air hurts your face, and then you slip, and then you get hurt.
You could
So
ride him.
he
You
gets
could
a
almost
little
ride him.
chunkier in the winter, but I don't mind. It's just better to cuddle too. But he is on a diet, and we do go running lots. Milo, you're perfect. You're
So
perfect.
Kelly, I was
Don't
telling.
let anyone ever tell you anything else.
I was telling Thug about Ernie and Luther.
Yeah.
The two Bostons for anyone that didn't know that, but. And they're like 20 pounds, and so she's describing Milo. This is before I knew how heavy or big he was. So I'm all like, yeah, talking about the indoor dog thing and this and that, and like, how, the dogs weren't mine at first, and from a prior relationship, and like learning to like enjoy them, like inside dogs on the couch, because all the dogs I ever had, were outdoor dogs and stuff. And then
dogs belong in bed.
Yeah, and then talking about the dogs like sleeping in bed with you and this kind of thing. And then I didn't realize that her dog, she's saying the same thing. I just didn't realize Milo was 130 pounds. So I'm like, holy crap.
Oh, no, he's, yeah.
You got to have a whole special bed for that.
He does now. Yeah.
Bed for it.
Yeah.
What'd you say? He can basically stretch out. He's taller than you, right? Yeah. That's pretty intense.
It's a thing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
He's so good. He's just like so much more love,
All right, well.
He has so many bandanas. He has about as many bandanas as I have hats. So awesome.
Shout out Milo. So we got, and we'll put those pictures up as well later. Such a cute dog. Such a cute dog.
Thank you.
But here comes the one we're not allowed to have in California without a lot of paperwork.
So yeah, anyway, these are my warrior weasels. I have this many, and for those of you listening, that's 5. And they're so good. There's Bandit is like the OG ferret, and he's just like a gangster. And then Opal is like the special girl. She can't see the best, and she kind of like walks like, what's it when you have your pigeon legs, or like pigeon toed? Pigeon toed, yeah. So she kind of walks around, and you just leave her alone, because she'll like nip you to be like, don't pick me up, and I'll be like, okay, Opal, you're good. And then Ace is my big smelly fat guy, and he'll just give you kisses, and I think he kisses you so much because he thinks you might be food.
All right.
But he's the only one that's like smelly no matter what. I'll give him a bath, and he's like, and he's smelly again. But he's the sweetest. And then Panda and Slink we adopted after we had the other 3.
There's 5.
There's 5. Okay. Yeah. And so Panda she thinks she's a ferret who thinks she's a parrot, because some pirates have parrots and I have ferrets. Panda will climb anything, and then Slink is really soft, but I'm mad at Slink because he keeps shitting in the corner.
Is he named Slink after Slink the DJ?
He is, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he is named Slink after Slink the DJ. Yeah.
That's
and
great.
then Panda's named after Base Panda.
What was, you were telling me about, unrelated to your pets, but what was it, the ferrets? Tell me the ferrets, the history of ferrets.
Oh man,
folks, you're going to get history here.
I'm going to have some historians being like, that's not correct information.
We were going somewhere with this, folks. It's not just a pet collection.
No, it's science, it's history, it's the worldwide weasel web. That we weave.
Yes.
So anyway, ferrets were really big. I don't know where they originated from, but I know that they lived on ships a lot. Like pirates had ferrets.
Holy ship.
Yeah. So some pirates had ferrets, and then some of these Norwegian pirates, especially, they would have ferrets, and so they'd fly ferrets on their flags. And there was a saying in Norway, which I don't know and can't pronounce, so sorry about that. If anyone's Norwegian and wants to let me know, I will know it for the future.
If it was in Russian, you could do it.
If it was in Russian, I could do it. But yeah, so anyway, they used to have them on ships to be mousers, because cats can't quite fit in the little nooks and crannies, and dogs are dogs, and then what are you going to do with a dog on a boat? This is not a mouser. So they used to have them there, so they were brought over to Canada, and they used to use them to get rabbits out of holes and to, mouse things out for hunting. But then it got really, really sad, and people used to, more so than close their mouths, they would sew their mouths shut, which was really, really cruel and sad. So that, because ferrets, they will eat and they will sleep. Ferrets are me, basically. So they intermittently snack and then nap. So in order to not have them sleep, they took very cruel means to stop that. So then they were banned for their own safety. And then, I don't know, that happened, 20 years ago, 40 years ago? I don't know when. That happened a while ago. But
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's why they were banned in the United States.
I know nothing about ferrets because we don't have them.
Yeah, I guess not. And so I forget that they're illegal here. And I was actually longboarding down the strip here, and then I saw a big sticker that said, legalize ferrets. We can do it for this little guy.
That was pretty funny.
Which was really cute. But I actually got a cool perspective. We were in a small town. We were in Kernville, and they had a bunny named Hop. And I'm really into hip hop. So we got along well. And so I was petting this bunny, talking to this lady about how I have ferrets. But she was in a place with a warmer climate, people would get pets and then let them go. And then that would mess up the ecosystems. And I guess that's not really something that you have to worry about in Canada, the legal issues of having, because in New Zealand, they tried a pet project of releasing a bunch of wild ferrets. So in New Zealand, it works. And New Zealand apparently has colonies, lots of millions of wild ferrets. But they did the same thing in Australia, and it didn't work so much because everything kills you there a lot. So just controversial things, but I think that realistically, when you decide to legalize a cute animal, I mean, you can still probably get whatever you want with a special exotic license.
Probably, like the tigers in LA.
Yeah.
Like the tigers in the fence in
Yeah,
LA.
apparently there's tigers in LA. I don't think people should own wild cats. I have a cat. His name is Churchill. Oh, I didn't give you a picture
It's
of
kinda
Churchill.
weird.
I'm sorry, Churchill.
Yeah.
I love you. I've had Churchill forever. Churchill rules the house. He's
You have like a farm.
I got 7 animals, one for every day of the week. I got more hats than animals.
You know, rewinding to Milo, I thought it was a pretty funny story how you got him. Give the story how you got him.
Yeah, Milo's
Shout
so
out to
good.
that.
Yeah, shout out to that. So, yeah, when I finished high school, I went out for dinner with my family, and I was like, how old are you? Whatever, 16. I was like, so can I get a puppy now? My parents were like, sure. And I was like, wait, what? And so then, of course, instead of going to grad, I went home and on the online classifieds, I'm like, where can I get a puppy? And so he was like a $20, $30 farm dog. And then shout out to Colin. I gave Colin a grilled cheese sandwich to drive me out to like St. Albert.
Not young Colin.
And no,
Different
my
Colin.
friend Colin. And Colin from Edmonton.
Not young Colin of juice.
Yeah. Yeah, so we went and she just brought out this big, fat, tiny lump of dog. And from then on, it was just me and him forever.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just thought it was funny.
He was the size of his head when I got him.
When you were
his,
like $20,
yeah,
$50,
and his paws were the same size they are now. But like if you take like on like a computer when you like elongate things, his paws were the same size, but he was like the tiny version of himself. And now he's my big awkward guy.
Hey, I just realized I forget when I use these cups. Kelly, these are from Autumn. You know, our probably most unfeatured guest on the show. Anyway, if anyone was curious where my cup was from,
Can you hold it up?
with the heart, just when I had the bottom up.
That one. No,
It's empty now, so
I think mine's probably from China.
These are-
Mine's
Yeah.
designed in England.
if anyone was like, dude, where'd that cup come from? It's so awesome. You can go check out my studio mate right across the hall.
Also,
She's a painter.
Autumn, where you been? I was supposed to meet you, and now I gotta leave. I
Art
wish I
by-
got to meet you this week, but next time. Oopsie.
Art, we're just gonna break everything there. Art by Autumn. Is that it? Art by Autumn on Instagram. Yeah, go check it out. That's an unofficial sponsor because now we have 2 coffee cups of hers. We're actually the reject testers, so when one fails, she brings them over and we get to make sure
That does not look like a reject at all.
I know
It's
it doesn't,
beautiful.
right? We get to
Yeah,
make sure the
it's such a
bottom
nice
doesn't
cup.
leak. I mean, check it out. It's got. What else do you want on a cup? I mean, it's got love. It's got,
Oh, I didn't even
A
see
kangaroo?
that.
you know, and then on the bottom it's got a
Nice.
heart. I mean, really.
That's didgeridoo doing it for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Quality.
I don't know what else you can do. So, cool. So, what is your? We did some eating,
We did.
and what's your impression of San Diego eating? Because
I
people that
was
come here want to know
so
where to go
good.
eat. So,
Yeah. Oh, I didn't bring my notebook. No, I guess I have you now.
ask me, I'll tell.
Yeah. So no, it was
Oh.
really good. We went for wings at Dirty Birds first. Which the first wings were delicious, and the second wings, I can let you talk about the second wings if you like.
Well, I'll just say it was called a ghost wing,
Mm-hmm.
and we both had our game face on because I'd never eaten them before, and it was
They weren't even that hot.
yeah. We were both ready to cry.
I didn't
I
cry.
was. I
don't
sweat.
cry.
I sweat.
I'm a thug.
I'm going in. I sweat.
Nah, thugs don't cry.
Those
Kelly,
peppers.
Kelly, have you ever seen that? My friend Tara got me hooked on watching this show, like some episodes on YouTube. That Hot Ones. Have you ever seen it, Kelly?
Yeah.
So this dude.
We
his
watched the
name-
one with John Mayer, and I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was cool.
especially.
So this dude, I think his name's Sean something or other. But anyway, go check out like just Hot Ones, wing eating on YouTube, like chicken wing eating. And he basically has guests come on of all sorts of origins, and they go through eating 10 different wings together. But I'm not trying to copy the dude, but I think I may see if Dirty Birds over here will sponsor us and have a ghost wing challenge on the show.
So
I think
it's ghost pepper.
Yeah, it's ghost
It
pepper.
wasn't even hot.
Like pretty straight up.
No.
Oh, she
Wasn't
got her.
even hot.
She's got her
Come
game
on.
face on. How many glasses of water did you drink? Like 9?
7.
She drank 7 glasses of water while she's trying to tell me it's not hot, and
It
I'm
wasn't
sweating
hot.
and ready to
I
cry.
drink water because I'm smart.
I went to the bathroom and was like, oh. Like 10 minutes after, it was still killing me.
Wasn't as hot as my mixtape's gonna be.
Oh shit! All right, well that was Dirty Birds, not to be confused with the record
So
label.
yeah. Although it kind of sucks that I went to the music festival last year and it was really fun, and it's like this weekend, or it's like next weekend here, but I'm gonna be
The
performing.
camp out you're talking about.
The
Dirty Bird
actual
camp out.
Dirty Bird camp out.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be back in Canada because I have that Reed Speed show.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be sick. So
Load
I
up,
can't go.
load
Yeah.
up.
But before we went to Dirty Birds, we went to Rocky's straight from the airport, and it's like
Right.
the burger joint that everyone goes to here, and it was
It's the
delicious.
local burger
Yeah,
joint.
it was really really good.
In Crown
Shout out!
Point.
It was a birthday. We met these two really nice people, and I'm really sorry if I got your name wrong, but happy late birthday to Zach. I think it was Zach. You never showed up at our show, but I would have freestyled about your birthday. So happy birthday! I think your name was Zach. And then
We weren't quite in freestyle mode yet, just because
Yeah.
we were hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were leaving. So
That's
we weren't
true.
hungry.
When we met him. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Not
I gotta
at that
go,
point, 'cause
I
we had
gotta
already-
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly just went. Oh, she's back.
Hey! Oh, there's a
Kelly's
cat.
back.
I want to pet you. What's your cat's name, Kelly?
This is Sweet Pea.
Hi, Sweet Pea.
Well, she's gonna prove how sweet he's not. Right
Whenever
now.
I hear Sweet Pea, I think of Sweet Pea, like a broom.
So for the San Diego Curious, we get a lot of visitors here. So for the San Diego Curious, how do you rate the wings of Dirty Birds? What do you
Oh,
go?
like super good. Like
Out of 10. Let's just go with it. Or a
honest-
pirate rating. You have a
honestly, the
pirate
best
rating?
wing. Yeah.
1 out of 2 are.
Yeah. One
Like out
two
of 10
args.
args, how many args?
Like 9 args.
9 args. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Rocky's Burger. In terms of burgers, how many args?
Well, probably also 9 yards. Because like they were probably like the best burger I've had in a very long time, and the best wings I've had in a long time.
All right. How about
I would, but like for Rockies, I'd have more side choices. Like, if the places want to be traditional, but
Yeah.
like I don't really like French fries that much all the time.
right,
You know,
right.
if they had like
yeah,
something
that's true. You
else.
don't. Yeah.
See, like I like to be healthy, which
how about
is cool.
How about the pizza place? Ambrosio 15.
Oh god,
13.
that's a 10 yards. Yeah, that's a 10 Italian yards. Yeah, no, that was some crazy stuff.
That
It
place
was
is a
what was
jam.
it? Our
Ambrosio.
Ambrosio
It's clearly
15?
Italian, and I'm butchering it. But
Ambrosio.
Ambrosio, I think 15.
15. Yeah, no, that place
In
was like
Pacific
better
Beach.
pizza than Italy. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's over on Turquoise
Yeah.
Street for folks.
Yeah, it
making
was really
notes.
beautiful there too. It was really, yeah, I know everything about that place was like 10 out of 10 stars.
Yeah, that was awesome. In fact, we ate one, and then we were like, think
Well,
we
Wes is like, one will be enough.
think
and
we
I'm
need
like,
another.
Okay.
I think we need another.
Yeah,
Yeah, so then we had 2.
it was saucy. It was saucy.
What else did we eat? We ate some other
We
cool
ate at
stuff.
this Brazilian bowl place.
Oh yeah,
It was
the
just called Brazilian Bowls.
Brazilian Bowls
It was
on Garnett.
really good. Yeah, it was really yummy. And it's just like nice when you could just get food that's fresh and healthy. Like I don't like to eat not healthy. And when you're traveling, sometimes it's harder to cook. And it's just nice to have an option that isn't like full of junk.
Yeah,
So
that place is
was-
new here in PB. I hope they last because they
I
have
was a
really
big
good
fan.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what else did we eat?
What were those little peanut butter things called? Do you remember?
Oh, it's in the side of your. I took a picture.
That's something you just got to go
Okay,
find.
if they brought these to Canada, Reese's would go out of business for sure.
Yeah, watch out. They haven't done.
Oh yeah, it's right here.
They need
How
some
can-
market. They need
Okay,
some
they look
marketing.
like
game.
yellow, like this. And they're called Yoki Paco Quinha de Amandium. So it's
You did
clearly
better than I did.
yeah.
I thought,
Paso Quinha de Amandoy.
yeah.
Tradicio Brasileiro.
I think so. I think that was the San
It
Diego
was
food
great.
tour. That was the San Diego food
I
tour
feel
right
like
there,
there was
right?
something else we're
Was there something
missing.
else?
Maybe not. I don't know. It was delicious.
Yeah. So you know,
I was
anyway,
happy.
That's the recommendation list, and I know you enjoyed some of them because you were writing them or telling some of your friends who are coming to visit. San
Yeah, I
Diego
know. I made a
as
list.
well.
I'm like, this is the good eats, the good eats.
What was
good
it?
eats.
What was the guy's name? Maybe we'll get him on podcast when he visits.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm blanking on name. Oh,
Blank, blank, blank. No way, you're
My brain
blanking on a
isn't working.
name.
my brain isn't working.
Unbelievable.
Wait, quick, make a distraction while I think.
So I'll just another fun fact that I learned in having chats with you was that you are fluent in Russian.
I am.
How's that, Kelly Ross, Agent 137? She's an agent, Agent 137. She has to deal with Russian spies.
I
Things
do,
like that.
and I live in a predominantly Russian neighborhood where
Do you
I am.
really?
Yeah, and there's maybe 5 of us that don't speak Russian.
Really?
Including Kelly. And another factoid about the Russian stuff. So I've been there to play in St. Petersburg, and then also shout out Lady Wax for making all that happen in Beat We Trust, and sharing with you at the moment. So a breakbeat label for the breaks that you do like, the stuff that I've heard that you like Shade K and all these things.
Yeah.
Those in Beat We Trust is the label that and brand that parties other stuff as well. but it's a label that Lady Wax out of Russia started.
So I
you gotta
actually
check it out.
no,
if you didn't
I
already
saw
know.
her live.
Yeah,
at Shambhala.
okay,
She
cool.
played her after Sound Warriors, and I
Awesome.
had to put myself to bed, and I cried as I walked away.
Awesome.
Yeah, because I
Awesome.
checked out her podcast, and I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
can understand this. So anyway, we should be home.
Did you meet her?
No, because she was going on as Stanton Warriors finished, and I had to wake up every day at 7. So I had to put myself to bed, because she started around 3:30.
Give her and the IBWT crew a little Russian shout out. I'll make sure they get it. I'll send them the video and the clip because
Really?
I've done releases for them and everything.
Oh, that's so
Say
cool.
whatever you want. Say whatever you
Привет,
want.
я вас видела в Шамбала, но я должна была пойти спать, когда ты начинала. Но было так классно после Stanton Warrior, когда я уходила от твоего сета, я плакала чуть-чуть, много вообще. И тогда я пришла домой, я с собакой бегала, и я твой подкаст слушала, и я бегала с собакой, и я была очень рада. Привет.
And there you have Russian pirate love, folks, on the Variety Show.
Yeah. So, sorry, my brain lit. It's Mark Goatley, and he's coming with Snack the Ripper to San Diego.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's touring, but his marked up.
See, all you had to do is speak in another language, and then your English brain
there's
was
so
doing
many
it.
things going on in my
Multitasking.
brain. Yeah. So you
There's-
should definitely show him a good time.
There's
when
nothing
he
going on in
visits.
your brain
You should take him to
at
the one
all.
food place or like the other food place, and then to the beach, to the boardwalk, because that was my favorite here. The boardwalk is because I like water.
I like water too.
Yeah.
All right, we went paddleboarding. I took you paddleboarding.
Can you talk for a sec? I'm gonna go get some water.
Yeah,
actually. Do you
no
want
problem.
some water?
Kelly and I will hang out and catch up.
Yeah.
Oh, watch headphones. Watch headphones.
Oh
watch
God,
headphones.
that would have been
Yeah.
horrendous.
Headset off.
Break those beats.
Yeah, we'll take a little break. We'll do a little bit of, we'll do a little bit of chatting. Kelly and I catching up. See you in a minute. The agent's got to hang. Agent's got to go soon. So a couple minutes. Agent's got to bounce, and she's going to keep me company here for just a minute until the thug comes back.
It is the least amount of time Wes Smith has spoken on a variety show ever.
It's definitely less than we spoke on our road trip to Burning Man. Yeah.
Yeah, hey.
Bianca, I love the enthusiasm of the ladies that have been on the show. It's fantastic, right? Like they talk, they got shit to talk about.
Yep, I agree.
They got stories. Watch out, dudes! Watch out, dudes! You're getting replaced. If you're stressing out about AI, don't worry about it. The ladies are gonna replace your ass long before AI is a problem. That's just gonna happen. Yeah.
So, are we going to end up at Shambhala this year, finally?
I don't know what's going to happen. We were talking about it. I met some people at Burning Man that are pretty down with like people at Base Coast and Shambhala and other, like they've grown up with some of them, worked with some of them in various capacities. So I'm going to follow up and talk to some of them. But I was talking to Thug about it because she was asking me, and we were just talking about all the different Canadian festivals, which is an awesome scene. Yeah. And I was just telling her, like it's a little hard for me, and I've been invited to some of them, not others. I'm not saying any of that, but it's a little hard for me because, as you know, Kelly, like I've done all 5 years of Electric Love Music Festival, so and those festivals happen very close to each other, so that's just something that I have to juggle a little bit.
If it was something that you could stay there and just go to afterwards, because it's really just a week after.
Well, it's that, but for me personally, it's also a little bit of like, a little bit of loyalty thing. Not that Electric Love has ever said anything to me about that. It's just the way I am in general. Like, I usually don't play two things like within 50 miles of each other, like back to back or something like that.
Okay,
that's all.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
okay.
Not a big deal. And like I'm saying, it's not like I had 10 offers and that's the reason. It's just to be honest, I don't think about any of the other stuff. Like that's the real reason. Like I don't think about it because I don't want to go either solicit and or the couple other things where I know that promoter may have a conflict. So I've had that happen, not with Shambhala, but some other ones where, the promoter themselves doesn't want me to do both back to back, like 2 weeks apart, whatever, which makes total sense. I'm totally cool with that. I don't mind it. But anyway, that Thug and I were just talking about that as we were driving around. It's a real thing. So you gotta, at least for me, got to be cognizant of those kinds of things, and it's a little different for a rapper as well. Like we were talking about that. It's a little different. She's everywhere. She's all over the place. Kelly,
yeah.
Before you have to go, what's going down with Kelly Ross? What's going down, Agent 137?
I'm learning to do one eyebrow at a time.
Oh, that's good.
What is that? Oh, move it, you mean?
I don't do it very well. Can you tell I've got some downtime in the car?
Oh, that's what you're doing. All right.
So,
That's that commute level hobby.
That's
Well,
like,
if you need any Russian slang, anything, just message me. I got you. You can even call me up and I'll talk. If you need anything.
we'll do that.
If
Actually,
anyone gives you trouble,
I have some neighbors that maybe you could, get on the phone with. But I do the Google Translate, and it doesn't really translate. They're like, what are you talking about? I have the only thing I have really going on coming up is in November. It's November 17th.
that's the day after my birthday.
Woo! November 17th, Rochester, New York. Gonna go and play for Jenin and the crew.
Sweet.
That's my hometown, so I get to go to Rochester, play, and then do some Thanksgiving with the parents.
Sweet.
Shout out to Bob and Mary Ross.
I'm gonna I'm gonna retire October 1st. It's the last variety show, folks.
I'm
That's
gonna be
it.
so busy for
I'm
so
retired
long.
from everything.
I'm
done.
I pretty much have, but no one's noticed. It's fine.
I'm actually just nice. Yeah. I'm actually just going to retire for the month of October, but that was planned for a long time. So that's why that was also why I thought it'd be really fun to have her come down and make that a special show. So I did that, and then October I'm cleaning house, and I'm going to go spend a couple months in Mexico, learn me some more Spanish.
There you go.
That's what I'm going to do. And
MC.
But don't fret, folks. We'll be back with 2-3 hour conversations every couple weeks for you. I'll drive back from Mexico. I'll make it happen. And then I'll go back. Maybe each week I'll drop some new knowledge.
I just wanted to say happy birthday to Stella, because I was just thinking about how I love these sleeves, and Stella gave me this part of my outfit, actually.
Yeah.
And it's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Stella. I hope your day was so good.
What other do you have any other stories you want to tell or things you want to drop before Kelly takes off? She's got to go. We can talk a few more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up later.
I've been pumping your mixes when I go running. There's nothing like drum and bass ever. I put my toe in the water and then fell in the lake, and love drum and bass. And not all drum and bass is created equal. There's some drum and bass that ain't so good.
Wow.
But you play really good drum and bass.
I have to agree with that. Not all drum and bass is great. Cool, but
I mean, that goes for everything. But I've been really enjoying your mixes and want to come be on a pirate ship with you. So it's sweet to come visit one day.
Freaking awesome!
Yeah. Literally live in a pirate ship. Come on.
Yeah, totally, Kat. She's on the boat. Hey,
I know.
Hey, Kelly, did you see my super awesome new trucker hat?
Let me see.
Can you see the thing?
I got a thing too. It's on this side though. It's a brooch from the Brain Candy.
I got to get closer.
Oh, it's
It's
a cute. Yeah, she's got a pirate hat.
It's this brooch.
That's way cooler.
It's from the Brain Candy.
We were out, so we were cruising through. I mean, so Thug. Kelly has driven from San Diego to Burning Man with me before.
And then how long is that?
So we did that road trip. What was it, about 12 hours, Kelly?
Yes, and by the way, I have to tell you that my Burning Man camp is the Ice Pirates with a Y.
Oh, right.
That's good.
Right.
That's good.
You weren't there this year, but we'll be back next year. So go ahead. We drove into Burning Man,
Cool. I think next year might be my first. I might be ready for the playa.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe
I've been dropping.
We'll see how the year pans out. I'm not setting anything.
Yeah, I've been trying to. I've been dropping all the Sparkle Pony, anti-Sparkle Pony knowledge. So she's getting her.
I will leave my fur coat at home.
The list going.
No, bring the fur coat. That's right. You need to bring it.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, Kelly, don't. That's just cruel, Kelly, to have someone bring a fur coat out there.
I don't know. The fur coats that I have would just exist on a.
Okay. All right, look, you got it at a thrift store. So
that's what I'm saying. I don't support furriers.
It's still real fur, though.
You should see the Goodwill over here.
We'll talk about. Yeah.
I don't agree that you should hunt animals for sport, and I don't support a business.
You didn't hear it from me. I'm saying no. I'm saying no live animal.
I'm just gonna bring
coats.
nothing. I'm just gonna bring tacos. I'm just gonna sit there and eat my tacos, my taco shell.
But my sweet hat was from we were cruising around, and I got to segue into a Thug-related thing.
I lost my Tilly hat at Goodwill.
This is the only thing I got during the thrift store, like through that. So Kelly, you've been through that roadway with me as well, and so I took when we were driving through there, 395 corridor and 15 and 215 and all that, and we were stopping at thrift shops. Anyway, so this hat was because we all of a sudden ended up at this town that wasn't like a living ghost town, and we were like, what on earth did they do here? So she Googled it while I was driving, and it was like, oh, big, what was it? China Lake. It's on the hat, right?
It's on the hat, yeah.
It's on the,
It's
but
on
I
the hat.
can't see it. So China Lake.
China Lake.
Yeah, so China Lake is this big, military base there, and then we discovered it's like the largest, apparently either Navy or maybe largest
Oh, it's
U.S.
like the
military
largest-
landholding overall.
Yeah.
You remember seeing it? It's that crazy thing. So then I saw this hat at the thrift store, and I thought, it just looks kind of cool, whatever the object is that's on it. So then I Googled that and found out, and it's a quadridyne helicopter. And then if you want to know what on earth that does, you can go find Randy. Forgot your last name, Randy.
I know. I hate when it blips in your
He
mind.
commented-
I know these people.
So when I made the post about the that article that I found that you helped me find, Randy knew all about it. Some kind of spy shit from the 1960s, which is why I thought Kelly would like it.
Speaking of spy shit from the 1960s, we stopped at this tiny gold mining museum, and
What was the name of that place?
you took the picture.
I'll
of
find the
things. Yeah, but anyway, they used to sell spy gadget camera things in LA, and then they moved into the middle of nowhere off the side of the highway and made this really, really cool museum. But they still have their functioning spy tech store attached to their tiny little gold museum. Actually,
Yeah.
it's rather large gold museum. They put a lot of stuff into a small space.
It's like
Like a lot of stuff into a small
it's
space.
designated as a California historic site, but the name of the
They were
place was
so
the
nice. They had free
historic
coffee.
historic Owl Cafe.
Yes.
Historic
yes.
Owl
And
Cafe.
if anyone knows how to lure in a pirate, it's with free coffee and free watermelon and with cute animals.
Yeah, and it was at let's see, I'm going to tell folks where it
Or
was
beats.
because
Or
if you're I'm always looking for, especially when I do the Burning Man trip, I'm always looking for new stuff to do on the way back and forth. And they were really nice people. They had free coffee, and then they also had all the intel on other close local cool places.
Yeah, and there's still gold panning going on out there. We didn't get a chance to go, but you can still find little shakes and nuggets. I went seashell hunting because I needed more business cards.
Yeah. So it's right near what was that mountain? Red Mountain. It's right near Red Mountain on 395 south of Ridgecrest. And Kelly, wait for it, Inyo Ken.
Yo
Kelly,
County.
Kelly remembers Inyo County
Yeah.
Yo County.
because
Yo County,
it's
big
got
county.
my yo.
Oh
in it.
yeah, yeah.
And then
Sorry.
you got Inyo,
Sorry.
and then you got Inyo Kern Airport.
Yeah.
What else? Kelly,
We
you gotta
ate
go.
some popcorn in Kernville.
Kelly got to bounce. All right, Kelly's gonna peace out.
Hi Kelly, it was really good to see you. I miss you. I feel like we got to hang out, which was cool because you're not here.
We're gonna switch over our super funky camera situation, so we don't have a big black spot there, just hanging out. Bye, Kelly.
Bye.
Stay classy, yo. All right.
And then there were two.
We may lose our audio for a second, but we'll try it. What's up? Can you still hear me? Of course, because you're sitting right across the thing from
Oh
me.
yeah, I can hear you in real life.
It's real.
Oh, so
It's
then I
on.
don't need these anymore?
No, you do, but it's
Oh, I do.
so it doesn't echo. But
Oh.
it's all right. Actually,
no, but I
you
can
can
hear
take
you.
yours off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Because you don't need to hear her anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bye,
awesome.
Kelly.
What
Your
other
spirit is still with us.
What other adventure stories for California do you have? Maybe for your fan back in Canada.
I really like paddleboarding. That was really fun. We go houseboating every summer in the Shuswaps.
Yeah.
And last year, Base Panda brought us paddleboard, and that was really fun. But it was really cool to go around Pacific Beach. It was Pacific Beach we went on, right?
Yeah, Pacific Beach.
Yeah, we got to paddleboard a bunch, which was really cool. We lost your seashells, so I'm sorry about that. I did a handstand on the paddleboard. I will not say whether or not I held it, but it happened for a split second or maybe longer. I don't know.
Oh, we did.
We did.
We both got
We
headstands.
for sure.
Yeah,
It
we
counts.
both got headstands.
Yeah.
That
But
was good
apparently,
stuff.
so something that people don't, that I wouldn't have known that Wes told me about is you're supposed to shuffle your feet because stingrays hang out in the shallow water.
Yeah.
So then
Tourists.
after he told me that, I was so skeptical. I was shuffling like a motherfucker. So I was not stung by any rays. But now I have the knowledge. Knowledge is power. So I have the power to not get
Yeah,
stung. by
if you go to any, well, I don't know about any beach, but if you come to any beach in San Diego,
Yeah.
shuffle your feet, yo.
Yeah.
So you don't get stabbed by a stingray.
Yeah, and then it was really good. Wes lives just off of where the boardwalk is, so I took myself for a run, and I had such a nice time, and I pet so many dogs. Don't tell Milo. Milo, if you're listening right now, I pet no dogs. I pet so many dogs. There was a puppy. It was good.
And we had we took the longboards out. That's an awesome thing to do here when you come
went
here.
longboarding. Yeah, we went longboarding up and down the strip.
As in skateboards,
mhm.
not surfboards.
Mhm.
Both called the same thing.
Yeah, there's skateboards with big fat wheels, and that was a lot of fun. And it's just sweet. I backpacked down the coast a couple years ago, and I brought my little longboard cruiser, And when I was in LA, that's just what I did the whole week, just up and down longboarding. You just get to see things. It's a really good way to tour around, see all the things, but not like exhaust yourself.
It was cool.
It's just very casual. It's very leisurely.
Yeah.
I love longboarding. It was summer, and then we got 4 days of fall, and then I left in the middle of a blizzard. Shout out to my dad. Thank you for driving me to the airport. I'm sorry about that speeding ticket.
Yeah.
But I left a blizzard, so it's like longboard season. Apparently the snow melted. We're just going to come back again. So our longboard season is timed well, so we really use it up because I live right off the ravine and we go all the time. But I fully appreciate any opportunity to, because they're like land yachts, you know, it's the brand of longboard that I have, and I just feel like cruising.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like, so we haven't gotten that in depth to like, well, we're always talking about food usually with people on here, like maybe someone's visiting, whatever, what they like the most about here. But you'll be the first Canadian that's been sitting here in the studio that, you know, kind of gave their
first Canadian
reference on food. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I had
And your
Average
first
Gypsy.
pirate.
I had Average Gypsy on.
I love you, Average Gypsy.
But not local. They were in Ibiza at the time,
Yeah.
and we just, you know, we Skyped them in or something.
So I'm the
like
first
that.
physical Canadian in this office.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
In the studio here.
Pretty
so it's
cool,
cool.
eh?
Yeah, it was awesome. The only thing we didn't do that we were going to try to do was go down to Mexico for lunch. Didn't do it. TJ, we're going to go down to Tijuana.
Yeah.
It happened another time.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
I mean, like, technically we could tomorrow. I could leave later, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe we could just talk about it.
Talk about it. Oh, yes. All the rhymes. Well, sweet. Are you hungry?
I'm very hungry.
I think it's almost time to eat, yeah?
Well, we had breakfast after our 6 mile run. Apparently, I'm the second, other than Kimby, who I'm so glad I got to meet you, Kimby. But other than Kimby, apparently I'm the second person who's passed the gauntlet.
I just call it the Wes Smith Gauntlet because, like, Kimby and you, like, so Kimby's been on here so Kimby and I did the rock and roll marathon together.
Yeah.
And then she came on.
And so how long is the marathon? How many miles?
26.2.
26.2.
miles.
And we ran 6.
We ran 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, you can see how you could blend into it.
It gets, because like with running too, sometimes you hit like a little point and you're like, I don't know, and then you break through that point, and then you can just keep going.
You got to train to do a marathon, for sure. But you handled 6. So back to the gauntlet thing, you know, I thought it was funny because of that Hot Ones show, and they have the gauntlet, which is the last wing with the dab on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought it was a funny way to phrase it. But yeah, Kimby, so she's run an actual 26.2 with me, marathon. We trained for that together, some of it, did some trail running. You know, you met her and heard a lot about her stuff. And she's also into music. Came out to the show, gave us a ride. So that's the gauntlet.
Yeah, that was so sweet. Thank you, Kimby. We went to a bunch of cool places.
The gauntlet is people I've met through music that actually do something physical, you know, like physical activity as well. Because as I was saying, very few, because we also did yoga.
Yeah.
So we actually did the trifecta.
Shout out to Namaste. Namaste does that grass area have a name?
It's like the Law Street Park.
Law Street Park.
Yeah, it was cool. Namaste yoga. But yeah, we kicked a little yoga session. This is just to stay in good shape for the music and stuff.